On October 27, 2025, the European automotive industry stands at a critical juncture. The intricate dance of global supply chains, once a symbol of efficiency, now reveals its fragility. A single company, Nexperia, sent a shockwave through Europe's auto sector. It almost halted production lines. This incident was not about steel, rubber, glass. It was about semiconductors. These tiny components are the unseen engines of the modern car. They control everything from braking systems to in-car entertainment. The Nexperia case is a stark lesson. Geopolitics and technology can collide, threatening thousands of jobs and Europe's industrial core. To understand the crisis, one must first understand Nexperia. The company is a major producer of essential semiconductors, not the most advanced, but the workhorses of electronics, used in everything from smartphones to industrial machinery. Headquartered in the Netherlands, with roots in Philips, now fully owned by Wingtech Technology, a Chinese entity. Ownership put Nexperia at the center of geopolitical scrutiny. In 2024, events move fast. The Netherlands, aligning with EU and US strategies, tightened export controls. Initially about advanced lithography, then extended to critical equipment and components. Shipments from Nexperia facilities were paused for security review. A bottleneck formed instantly. Automakers rely on tiered suppliers. Nexperia feeds key module makers. A German plant was days from shutting a line, risking thousands of jobs and millions per day. Others rushed to assess exposure. One case exposed broader EU risk, efficient but brittle and vulnerable to politics. A political decision can override economics in a moment. The decision was not made in a vacuum. It followed mounting pressure and a strategic shift. A trading nation now adapting to a changed world. US-led efforts to limit sensitive tech flows set the pace. The Hague weighed economics, security, and EU obligations. Updated screening laws empower interventions on national security grounds. Even non-cutting-edge tech can be dual-use. End-use and end-user verification became essential, a procedural pause, not a punishment. But it underscored a new reality. Politics now intersects directly with trade. Governments are reasserting control over critical flows. For firms straddling Europe and China, uncertainty rises. This aligns with Europe's push to bolster domestic chips. Defensive controls support an offensive strategy to build resilience. Short-term pain for long-term technological sovereignty and security. Companies must navigate complex national and international rules where security can trump contracts. The case reveals vulnerabilities woven into Europe's economy. Heavy dependence on foreign-made semiconductors. Europe has strengths in design and research, but high-volume manufacturing is concentrated in Asia. A single point of failure emerges. Natural disasters, trade disputes, or conflict can cascade into European plant shutdowns. Governments can turn off the tap overnight. Rivalries bring trade restrictions, export controls, sanctions. Contracts and free flows can no longer be assumed. Planning becomes harder under political risk. Efficiency has become a weakness. Lean inventories leave no buffer. Lines can halt in days, not weeks. Minor disruptions trigger major losses, furloughs, and shaken confidence. Mitigation needs a multifaceted plan. Onshore, friendshore, and diversify with urgency. The Nexperia Tug-of-War was a definitive warning. A single failure can threaten a pillar of Europe's economy. Efficient networks now carry unacceptable risks. A small chip cast a very large shadow. Economic resilience is now a prerequisite. Governments in the EU must act with urgency. The European Chips Act needs swift investment and research. Rebuild manufacturing at home. Not protectionism, but strategic diversification. Companies must remap suppliers and design for flexibility. Broaden component options to reduce choke points. Forge a new compact between industry and state. Build robust chains, domestic capability, and trusted alliances. Europe can secure its industrial future without walling itself off. The goal is resilience, to stand on its own feet when the next shock arrives.